Welcome back to another edition of History in Your Own Backyard. I'm Susie, and I am at the St. Maurice Church in Decatur County. I'm joined today by David and Gary. David, thank you guys for joining me. And you're here to tell us a little bit about this beautiful structure that we're standing in, and I don't know who to ask first. All right, was that a bye for you? Okay. All right, well, so Gary, tell us a little bit about this beautiful structure.
The structure was built mainly by all the parishioners that went to church here. They was in a smaller church to start with, and they outgrew it. They decided to build a new church, and the foundation stone was quarried at a Haskamp farm, donated to the church. The timber and all the lumber was donated by the Berkemeyer and Menkhaus farms. And most of the local parishioners and local neighbors and everyone helped lay the brick and build the church. All the stained glass windows in this church are all donated by families of the parish and societies that they belong to.
So Gary, tell me what's different about this community. What's special about the St. Maurice community?
Well, the St. Maurice community is different from most other communities in that it has two names. The other thing was it had a college for boys called the St. Maurice Institute. It was started by German immigrants who were Methodist, and they perished due to a cholera epidemic, and so then
the institution closed.
No, that was just the community as a whole.
Oh, okay.
Was Methodist,
okay.
German immigrants, and after that, the Catholic Church came in after the Institute came here,
Okay.
and so that's how that got started.
Dave, how did the institution come to being?
The institution was the result of our archdiocese and the parishes associated with it wanting to probably expand, and Father Rudolph down at Oldenburg, he started out with in 1837 with the town of Oldenburg and got it plotted out, and they had a girls' school there, and it became the Immaculate Conception Academy, which is called Oldenburg Academy today. So, but also Father Rudolph wanted a boys' school down there. So he bought ground on the south side of Oldenburg for that purpose. When he contacted a group of brothers in Buffalo, New York, the head brother, Brother Weedman, came and looked the situation over, didn't like the fact that the girls' school was already there, so he kind of declined. Now, he did not go back. He stayed in the area. He went to Enochsburg. Enochsburg was founded in 1844, and there's a church there, and there was a school there. So Brother Weedman goes to this school over there in Oldenburg, and he teaches there from up until 1858. However, in 1857, he comes over here to Concord. This place was called Concord then. He comes over here, buys up property, two farms, one 80 acres and one 40 acres. The 40 acres was plotted off here with about 19 different plots here in St. Maurice. And it was renamed St. Maurice at that time. It used to be Concord. So he gets this ground bought up, and then for a year they kind of sell the ground off. And he's wanting to get his institute going now. Why he did not go back to Oldenburg, where he had free acreage probably and stuff, I don't know. But anyway, we're very lucky to have him come here to this area.
Now, is that institution today, is that still around, or has it since closed? And if it has closed, what happened?
Okay, the institution closed in 1863. There was many problems, I guess, with probably from a financial standpoint,
right,
and also the Civil War. So Brother Weedman had died a few months before that, about several months before that, and I guess it got scary for the other brothers and who also worked with him and seeing the big financial load. So they went ahead and closed it down, and then it went up for sale, and local people bought the ground up, and parishioners bought the old school that they had there at the Institute. So this was turned into, the priest had been over at Enochsburg for 2 years, or a resident pastor. What used to be the priest used to come from Oldenburg, ride their horse over here and stuff, but for Enochsburg also. But now they have a priest over at Enochsburg, and he can also take over here at St. Maurice now. So they bought ground. The Archbishop, thinking ahead, bought the ground that this church is standing on right now. So this ground was available for the new church to be built in 1881. See, and then so that's the way it worked out for the establishment of this church here. The death of Brother Weedman and the inability for them to go ahead and pay off their debts, and so we have our good church here.
Now, how many priests are in St. Maurice?
Only one priest now.
Okay, only one priest.
Yes, Father Bill, and he takes care of St. Maurice and Enochsburg.
Okay.
And it's only one parish now instead of 2 parishes.
Okay. Now, when did that transition happen, and what is the name? What's the new name?
Okay, the new name of the parish is called St. Catherine of Siena, and that came about in connecting the Spirit because they had a shortage of priests in the archdiocese, and they was looking to conserve priests. Okay. So we kind of merged the 2 of them together. And
so obviously in this building, we've got the beautiful stained glass windows and this lovely altar behind. Right. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, yes, the Vatican II asked for a lot of changes in the Catholic Church. We had one huge, beautiful altar here, and all that things of the past was sort of taken down. So we had to redo this whole sanctuary right here. So the best way that we could figure to do that was go to Weberdens over at Batesville. They were excellent with woodwork, and they got some redwood from California, and as you see on the altar, and I think there was even cherry wood used.
Can you talk a little bit about the stained glass windows?
Well, the stained glass windows were all provided by the families and the societies in the community. And if you look at the bottom of each one of the windows, it's given by the Joseph Nienaber family or the Berkemeyer family, and every one of them is really beautiful. And they're all named after different saints, and I can't remember all of them. I'm not that good at that.
Well, they're definitely all unique, and each of them very beautiful in their own right. So this has been another edition of History in Your Own Backyard. I'm Susie. We were in the St. Maurice Catholic Church today in St. Maurice, Indiana. I was joined by Gary and Dave sharing a wealth of information with me. Guys, remember, travel slowly and stop often. Bye for now.